to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, dog. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, dog. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, dog. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, dog. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, dog. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, dog. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, dog. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, dog. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, dog. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, dog. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to speak on it. Welcome to speak on it. I'm welcome to speak on it. Welcome to speak on it. I'm welcome to speak on it. Welcome to speak on it. I'm welcome to speak. Welcome to speak. Welcome to speak. I'm 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 who you with, Kirk, dog. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, dog. I'm who you with, Kurt Dog. I want to welcome everyone to the show. Everyone on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Twitch, Twitter. D Live is in the house. Also, if you are on my personal Facebook page, please take the time out and go to speak on it with who you with, Kurt Dog. The name is right across the screen. You can see exactly how it's spelled. So definitely go to that, and then whenever you chat live with us, we can also put your message up on the board. Tonight, excuse me, if you haven't heard yet by now, you must have been sleeping very hard, but Bill Cosby is free. His sentence was overturned. We're going to talk about that tonight. Then we're going to talk about Noah Bacon and Chase Allen. Yeah, like I told y'all before, they're still making arrests from the terrorist attack on January 6th of Capitol Hill. So we're going to hit on that tonight, and then we're going to talk about old Gregg Abbott and Trump. Yeah, Trump was in town today, so well, he wasn't in town, he was in the state. He was in Texas, went down to the border, and same old sad song. But welcome to the show. Radio Chaos is in the house. Welcome, Radio Chaos. Thank you for always supporting the show, and hopefully your cat is feeling better. So welcome to the show. Excuse me. So with Bill Cosby, I was out and about today, wife and I spending time. And then all of a sudden, I get an alert. Bill Cosby is free. Will be released from prison. I'm like, what? And I said, okay, start doing some research. Now, some people, I've been reading a lot of comments online. Some people is upset about it. Some people is about it. Whatever it is, it's your choice. Oh, wow. Yeah, y'all been getting it pretty hard up there with that heat up in the Northwest. So I know Seattle received a lot of heat up there, and Oregon also. But so as I read the story with Bill Cosby, how he got out. Now this is here's one thing. Just say Yahoo News said Bill Cosby freed as sex conviction, reverse stun Hollywood, shame on the court. But you have to go a little bit further in detail the reason why. It's not just that the court decided to do it, but it was
the fact of a plea deal that was actually done. So he never should have went to jail because of that plea deal. And people is up in uproar because of that. And the thing is with that, you got to realize, hey, um, if they have a plea deal, you cannot renege on it. You can, but that wasn't the case. Um, so, excuse me. I don't know what it is. We've been getting a lot of rain, and then it turn around um, and turn around it's hot. So basically, uh, looking at this story, I'm like, hey, he spent almost 3 years in jail. According to TMZ, they said, excuse me, Bill Cosby breaks silence after conviction thrown out. I have always maintained my innocence. Um, and with that being said, um, Cosby just released a statement saying, I have never changed my stance nor my story. I have always maintained my innocence. Thank you. Thank you to all my fans, supporters, and friends who stood by me through this ordeal. Special thanks to Pennsylvania Supreme Court for upholding the rule of law. Um, and even Felicia Rashad had been getting a lot of backlash on social media. Has certainly heard the backlash on social media since her statement, posting another tweet that read, I fully support survivors of sexual assault coming forward. My post were in no way intended to be insensitive to their truth. Personally, I know from friends and family that such abuse has lifelong residue effect. My heartfelt wish is for healing. Um, Bill Cosby made it home roughly about 12:40 his time. And he just threw up a peace sign as he getting out the car, being helped out the car. But the whole thing is with this situation, um, he went through the process, and the deal is, I'm not saying it's right or wrong, um, but due to the law, he made an agreement with the previous prosecutor, um, or the was it no? Yeah, he made an agreement with the previous district attorney that if he testified, he would not do any jail time. That's why it was actually overturned. So, Robin, welcome to the show. Long time no see. I think it's all a shame, but this is the fault of the prosecutor. They made a deal and have to follow the law. He has constitutional rights like everyone else. He can't pick and choose who get those rights. That's right. It was an agreement made, and it was just kind of it caught everybody off guard, including uh, his spokesperson Andrew Watts caught him off guard because he was on his way to uh, he was at Bill Cosby house to go to pay a fine for the yard not being cut. And he got a call, so he turned back around and to go get his car for they could go pick him up. Welcome to the show, T. Callis in the house. Thank you for always tuning in. You can live chat with us, or you can also call in tonight. You can call in 972 591 3665, 972 591 3665. A couple of rules we're calling in. You call in, please do not block your number. I get enough spam calls already, so please do not block your number. I will not answer. Be respectful and come with facts. That's it. Uh, if Patrick don't want to follow the rule, he called me probably about 7 times after we got off the air, thinking I might answer the phone, but I wouldn't. If he followed the rule, I have no problem with answering the phone. But unfortunately, Patrick is one of those types that like to troll, I don't want to follow the rules. So it's my show. And if you don't follow the rules, well, guess what? I'm not going to come to your house and expect for you and make my own rules for your home. So I won't do that, and I won't allow no one else to do it. So if Patrick follow the rules and don't block his number, he's more than welcome to call, but he better come with respect. And if not, we had one person we end up banning last year. We'll do it again this year. So, so definitely, if you want to discuss the Bill Cosby being released, you're more than welcome to call in. I know people have a lot of things on their mind, and it's hard to type everything because a lot of time before you type it in, I'm moving to something completely different. So, so if you want to call in, if that's easier to do it, you can always call in and just follow the rules. That's all. Be respectful, and also come with facts. Come with facts, not assumptions or anything like that. Just come with facts. But the bottom line is, Bill is 74. I've said all the time, if he did the crime, he should do the time. But nobody knew about that plea deal that was made ahead of time. And that's where the difference come in at. If they had a plea deal, said he wouldn't get no time if he testified, he kept his side of the bargain, but they put him in jail. And the problem is, I wouldn't be surprised if a lawsuit gonna come out of this, because here it is, he's been in jail for almost 3 years. And unfortunately, you can't get that time back. Man blind, he made the plea deal. I don't know the details of the plea deal. And actually, looking at his Twitter, it said, in case you missed the oral argument from December the 1st, 2020, concerning my appeal hearing with the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania, you can watch it here. So they have it where you can actually see his argument, because he never should have went to prison with that plea deal in place. And for whatever reason, they decided to send him to jail anyway. So welcome home, Bill. Go get you some good food. I'm sure Philly got a good Philly cheesesteak somewhere for you. And enjoy your night, you and Camilla, and enjoy it. So also, we're going to talk about, like I told people, there's still people out here that took place of that terrorist attack on January the 6th, and they actually feel like they got away with it. They feel like they've out of it. They got away with it. Nothing gonna happen to them, but that's not the truth. Today, as Bill was leaving jail, they had 2 more to come in. Oh, Robin had a comment come in. Hold on. Robin said they had no business making that deal. It's so unfair to begin with his alleged victim. But yeah, they broke the plea deal. So he doesn't really get his day in court to truly prove innocent, and neither do his accuser. It's a mess. Now, I know one of his accusers actually came out, and after she testified in that first case, she admitted that she was not truthful on the stand in her testimony. So that's another thing, because that could bring up a whole nother case. Because if she admitted after she testified that she wasn't completely truthful because she was trying to get him convicted, that's a problem. Now, see, this is another thing that a lot of people don't realize about Bill Cosby. Yes, he done a lot of things for the Black community, the TV shows he put on, all of that. Yes, he did. But also, it seemed like every time he got ready to purchase his own television station, then cases would come up to keep him from getting it. So you gotta look into all of it, because even today, Bill Cosby is still a powerful man, even with this in his background, because he's done so much in the Black community. As for, look at it, the Fat Albert in the Game, that cartoon uh, made Jello Pudding a lot of money. So that was one thing. Another thing, then you have, he was part of shows that actually encouraged the Black community, which a lot of shows don't do that, or didn't do that back during those times. From the Cosby Show, that was one thing that he was a part of. That was encouraging the Black community, showing a father and a mother, professionals um, in the in the house, that it have professional jobs raising the kids together. Because we also got to remember, back in what was it, the 60s and 70s, due to the race issue in America, or it could have been before then, they due to slavery, they made a lot of us, a lot of women, single parents home, because they was killing our brothers during that time. So Bill have done a lot of great things um, during this time. Oh, I'm sorry. Robbie said, "Oh yeah, some of these guys are bragging about the insurrection. I can't wait till they pay for their nonsense." Well, see, that's why we got to hold these judges accountable, because a lot of these judges are giving them a slap on the wrist, kind of like the what was it, the 49-year-old grandmother. Oh, she said she was really sorry. So we're just going to give her 3 years probation, $500 fine, and either 50 or 70 community service hour. But here it is, we're still stuck to flip that bill for those repairs. Where's that justice? If that was anybody else that did a terrorist attack trying to overthrow our government, they would still be in jail. They wouldn't be allowed to go home. They would still be in jail. And unfortunately, Trump will be in jail also, because he's the one that incited. T. Cal said Little Bill. You know what? You said Little Bill. That made me think about something. Uh, my wife have a doll, and I'm like, what is this thing? And she was telling me, she said, that's the Bill Cosby doll, Little Bill. So I guess there's two of them out there. I'm like, wow. Uh, Bill Cosby, if you listen, and reach out to me. My wife and I, well, my wife have this doll. One of your dolls, Little Bill. If, hey, you can sign it. Reach out to me. But and the doll is in very good shape. Um, T. Cal said, true, a show besides the Jefferson showing Black people in a positive light, not all of Love in the Hood and struggling check to check. Exactly. Um, now I will say Good Time have showed us some things too, because it highlighted some of the things that was going on in Chicago during that time. with the projects, the crimes, and not only the crimes, but also not only the crimes, but also the way the elected officials was crooked during that time. So that was one thing. Robin said it's a crap. It's crap. How many grandmothers of color will get that break? Exactly. Which one are you talking about? Oh, okay. You're talking about the grandmother that got a slap on the wrist after doing a terrorist attack, and even going to social media and saying this is the best day of my life. We attack Capitol Hill. We're gonna overthrow the government. So here it is. She was praising what she was doing, but then she want to cry real bad to get them off her case, for she could get a lighter sentence. Now it's going to be a lot more to come out that is not good. Um, um, so it's going to be a lot more that comes out with this, because we have to keep an eye on all of this, because what'll happen if we turn our head for a minute, stuff like that will happen where they get away with probation. See, the writing is already on the wall, because why are you allowing these folks to get out? Okay, they may say, well, it's a pandemic. It was a pandemic when they did it. So if they commit the crime like that in a pandemic, a terrorist attack, not the fact that they went out here and just did something and let them go, but they tried to overthrow our government during a pandemic. So yes, they should have been held accountable, and they should be in jail. Each and every one of them should be in jail right now today. They should not be given special privilege. They should not be allowed to go home, because what's going to happen, this is going to come back and bite our government in the butt, for the simple fact, if we ever have another terrorist attack, well, you're going to have to hold them accountable. But at the same time, their argument going to be, well, look, I didn't try to overthrow the government. I didn't run up in Capitol Hill. And that's going to, it put us at risk. It showed other people that depends on who's in office, certain things not going to happen. So yeah, it is one of those situations where they should have been held accountable for it, and that's not what happened. Even one guy today, and let me get it, because I don't want to say nothing wrong. I want to make sure y'all hear exactly what I'm saying. So hold on real quick, because I had I made a comment about it and people started responding. I'm like, oh Lord. So basically, let me find that. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. So this guy actually came up asking Trump. Hold on. I'm trying to find it. I'm on Twitter too at the same time. But he asked Trump to, where did it go? I thought I just seen it a while ago and I clicked off of it. So we are live on Twitter also. So this guy said, Donald Trump, please pay for my legal fees, because this all happened because of you. Okay. How about that? So Vladimir Drilling, whatever his name is, that's what his tweet was this morning. And I just responded, you know me, I'm gonna keep it real. He said he did nothing wrong. It was all for Trump. I said, I did nothing wrong. This is all for you. I said, first, you should realize, and then I go to all caps, you made the choice to follow him and you made the choice to do a crime for him. So that means you have to hold yourself accountable for your action. In other words, don't drop the soap. You should go to prison. So, but that's where people are today. Welcome to the show, Marcellus Smith. I see you and came up in the house. It's the People Show. I appreciate you for always supporting the show. Radio said, has the show American Dumbest Criminal offer any of the insurgents a spot on their program? I have no idea. I have no idea, but I'm sure it's coming. Oh, and I'm sorry, TK, I had your comment up. Said that is true, and James and Florence showed a strong Black family, even in the midst of everything they was going through. Sometimes not having food, sometimes not being able to pay their rent, and James not being able to keep a job because of his education. Flo, she was a stay-at-home mother, and I really did not try to. James did not want her to work because that's the way it was back then. And I think it was one time she started working, and that's when James said that famous line. But, well, it's a famous line back then that the woman should be in the kitchen at home cooking. Let me see if I can do it like him. The kitchen in the bedroom, the kitchen in the bedroom. I don't agree with that, but that's what's doing that time. I feel like a woman should have equal rights, just like a man. I feel like a woman should get paid her worth, just like a man should. So that's my opinion, but I know a lot of people have problems with it. I personally don't. So it should be equal pay and equal rights for both men and women. So, but I'm glad to see Bill at home because he's not in the best of shape. I spent almost 3 years in prison and blind. Yeah, blind. But this 49-year-old woman who did a terrorist attack couldn't go to prison. Yeah, y'all will get it later on because that's crazy. But like I was saying earlier, Noah Bacon and what's this other cat name? Chase Allen. They both was arrested today for their part in the terrorist attack. And trying to see which one I'm going to get the good story. Any minute, money more. I guess I'll go with this one. Oh, excuse me. This is coming from, I guess I'll do the masslive.com, which is a local station out of Massachusetts. Noah Bacon and Chase Allen arrested by Boston FBI Joint Terrorism Task Force for alleged involvement in a U.S. Capitol attack. Law enforcement officer with Boston Federal Bureau of Investigation Joint Terrorist Task Force have arrested Noah Bacon of Somerville and Chase Allen of Seacon for their alleged role in the insurrection at the U.S. Capitol, according to a press release issued by the FBI Wednesday afternoon. The two latest arrests bring the total of those arrested by the FBI Boston Division to 10. The arrest warrant for both men for knowingly entering or remaining in any restricted building or grounds without lawful, among other charges, was signed on Tuesday by United States District Court Judge Harvey G. Michael. The FBI is the lead investigating agency. The agency said in the release, every case is being prosecuted by the U.S. Attorney Office for the District of Columbus. Following arrest or surrender, defendant must appear before district court, judge where the arrest take place, and according to the federal rule of criminal procedure, the FBI continue to seek the public help in identifying individuals who made unlawful entry into the U.S. Capitol building on January 6, 2021. If you have witnessed unlawful violent action or have information on the individual picture on the website, please call 1-800, call FBI, or submit a tip online at tips.fbi.gov. So, and Noah Bacon, they actually caught him on camera destroying a reporter equipment outside of the Capitol. And I'm like, hey, somebody got to pay for it. Because if not, we're going to continue to have to pay for that stuff, and it shouldn't be on us. Oh, excuse me, throat dry. But I'm glad they are still investigating. I know they're not getting it as quick as we feel it should happen. But they should definitely continue to investigate it, make arrests, make an arrest, and hopefully these folks are held accountable for their action. No slap on the wrist, because if this was any other terrorist attack, they would hold them accountable. So it's I'm looking at some stuff. These folks, I'm telling y'all, if y'all don't follow me on Twitter, you need to follow me on Twitter. Speak on it with Who You With Kurt, though. There's some, I'll be laughing all day long. I try not to stay on there as much, but some of this stuff I'm seeing, I'm like, really? These folks have went cuckoo for Cocoa Puff. And it's amazing. Now I'm trying to find a story I ran across a while ago that's trying to get an update on. But I'll find it in a minute. But also, while we're talking about, hold on, radio talking about hard to see grown people with families throwing their lives away blindly, following an incompetent clown they never met. You know, I was on the edge today when I was putting this title up, and when I put up Gregg Abbott, and I had to change some words because I had put Donald Clown Trump, and I had to go back and take the clown out. I said, no, I'm gonna take it out. But I've seen part of that interview, and I'm like, really? But also, the problem I have with Trump and Gregg Abbott. Gregg Abbott been in office for a long time. Not one have he mentioned the wall. But as soon as he realized Trump was not going to be reelected and Trump was leaving office, he started talking about the wall. Same method that Trump used in 2016 to get elected. He tried to use it in 2020. It didn't work. So because of that, Gregg Abbott is trying to do the same thing. It's even to the point where I find one of his opponents who's running for governor that have the same mindset. That's why I tell y'all, you need to pay attention to what these folks say. He called Gregg Abbott out saying it's a political move. He don't care about that wall. He tried to get it done. He said now all of a sudden, as long as he been in office, he could have had this wall done. But now he's trying to do it. It's a political move. And he even spoke out about it. But I don't trust him either. Like I said, when we went on vacation down to San Antonio, we see all these billboards up for high fine saying that I'm here to stop voter fraud. I'm here to I'm here to stop voter fraud. So I'm like, hey, that's telling me high fine is not a good person either. Uh, See, I cannot read comments when I come in. Welcome to the show, Freddie Silver. Thank you for tuning in. Please take the time. First time seeing your name on here. Please take the time to like, share, click the notification. Let a friend know we are live, and you can live chat with us when we are live. Said hashtag pudding pops matter. Yeah, they stock probably just went up. T-Cal said exactly because it's the lady that lied on Emmett Till, allowed to not face time due to being old. Yep, she admit she lied. She didn't do the murder herself, but because of her lie, it's what caused Emmett Till to be killed. And she should have been held accountable. She still should be held accountable because she's still free today. So she need to be held accountable. And I cannot think of her name. I told y'all we are a live show, so from time to time, uh, we have to pull up things live. We may have to search something. Uh, Hold on. I thought I seen something to say. Let me do it like this because I thought I seen something. I don't want to speak wrong, but I want to make sure. One thing about the show, we want to put out correct information. But this woman did come out and say she did lie on Emmett. He did not whistle at her, and she didn't do it. He didn't do it, but it cost him his life. Emmett Till's mother passed away trying to get justice for Emmett Till. Now it took a long time for Emmett Till to for this lady to come out and admit that she lied, and it never should be like that. But that's the way it is in the history of America. People can lie on you, and because of no witness, they can still convict you. So right now there is a petition going around to try to get her held accountable, and I'm trying to. She admitted in 2008 that she lied, and it also caused Emmett Till to lose his life, and it's so many different. So I'm seeing different stories. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to do another research on that because we need to talk about that again. And uh, said I needed to. Thought I sent this earlier. My bad. Oh no, that's cool. That's cool. Um, yeah, that Freddie came in with some power talking about that hashtag putting pops matter. Yes, it does. Putting pops do matter. So, um, but also, like I was saying earlier, why Trump is in Texas. Well, I don't know if he's still here, um, but um, his CFO is being indicted by Manhattan grand jury. Yep, somebody gonna end up talking. I know last night we talked about Ivanka allegation that she could possibly have lied on the stand. So at some point, they're going to find the right person to come out and talk. So the Manhattan District Attorney Office and the New York Attorney General Office together had obtained indictment against the Trump Organization and its CFO, Alan Weisselberg. Two people familiar with the matter tell NBC News the charges are expected to be unsealed in court tomorrow in Manhattan. One Trump representative told NBC News earlier today that the charges will be unsealed around 2 p.m. on Thursday. At NBC News reported last week, the charges center around a scam to pay compensation to Weissenberg and possible others off the books by Trump Organization. Manhattan District Attorney Kai Vance investigation Weisselberg 73 stemmed in part from questions about his son's use of Trump apartment at little or no cost, cars leased for the family, and tuition payment made to a school attended by Weisselberg grandchildren. Weisselberg attorney Mary Mulligan has declined to comment. His wife also declined comment outside the couple Manhattan home early Wednesday. The charges against Weisselberg and the Trump Organization would be first criminal case to arise from the 2-year probe led by Manhattan District Attorney Cyrus Vance Jr., a Democrat who leaves office at the end of the year. Prosecutors have been scrutinized Trump tax record, subpoenaing document, and interviewing witnesses, including Trump insiders and company executives. A grand jury has recently implemented to weigh evidence, and New York's Attorney General Letitia James said she was assigning 2 of her lawyers to work with Vance on the criminal probe while she continued a civil investigation of Trump. Messages seeking comments were left with the spokesperson and lawyers for the Trump Organization. Trump spokespersons did not immediately respond to a request for comments, but Jason Miller, a longtime former senior advisor to the Republicans, spun the loom charges at political terrible for the Democrats. Um, they told their craziness and there's in the mainstream media, this was about President Trump instead of their witch hunt. Yes, pursuing an innocent 80-year-old man for maybe taking free parking, Miller tweeted, apparently referring to Weisselberg, who was 73. And so Trump blasted the investigation in a statement Monday, derailing Vance's office as rude, nasty, and totally biased in their treatment of Trump company lawyer representative and long-term employees. Trump in a statement said the company action were things that are standard practice throughout the U.S. business community, and in no way a crime, and the Vance probe was an investigation, was in search of a crime. Um, but we also got to remember the school Trump had. People paid all that money, and they had to refund all that money. Hey, I would never play him in Monopoly. And I'm just saying, and don't play him in Monopoly and let him be the bank. And you look up and then you broke. Be like, hey, where my money go? Trump then I got that money and gone. So I'm just saying, and you can never touch. You can never. Well, I won't say never, but I think Trump had used quite a bit of hair dye over the years, and it kind of messing with his thinking. So that's all I'm saying. But hey, it's a lot of people still support him. I never did, but that's my opinion. I would never support him. Uh, oh, here's another one. Probably even use coupon when he buys his McDonald's food. He used the app, get those deal special. Don't tell him it's me. Uh, I wish they just get Trump already. Um, I wish they would too. Um, but what they're gonna have to do, and unfortunately, uh, what they're gonna have to do with Trump, they're gonna have to have somebody who's bold enough to come out with concrete evidence, uh, some unbreakable evidence where he cannot lie his way out of it. So for me, it's going to take a while to get him, but they're going to find that right person to say, you know what, I don't have nothing to lose. I'm telling all. That's the person that they're going to try to get. Just like these terrorist attack, the guy with the horn that was, now I forgot his name, but the vegan guy. Uh, he he said he was ready to tell all, but we ain't heard nothing else from him. And then we also, I believe he had a release hearing today, and that's what I was looking for a while ago. Um, when I was talking about it, because they're saying that he had a release hearing that's supposed to have been taking place today at 3 p.m. Eastern. And then I just ran across another story. I'm looking for one thing and finding out other things. Um, so that's this one story that I just ran across Ricky Wilden out of California. They're saying that hold on, let me go back to it. Saying that this came out this morning. Wilden has been indicted by a federal grand jury on 8 counts. Wilden is part of the Proud Boys. So it's going to take time, but it's eventually going to happen. And they're going to continue to get these folks, which they should. This should not be a bill that taxpayers should have to flip. Hold these folks accountable and charge them for whatever damage was done. Robin said, I think Trump is knee deep with the Russian mob and others. I think people would rather go to jail than roll over on him. If you mess with Trump's money, you may be messing with Putin money or the mob money, and that we know is dangerous. It's a possibility. I don't know. But it makes you wonder, why is it that nobody will say anything about Trump? It really make you think about that. That's why I said Trump must have some huge stuff on folks, and nobody want to talk. I'm like, wow. And that's just one of the situations. People will say anything to I don't know. I don't know why nobody's talking about that, because Trump either have something on him or people just scared of Trump. And that's what it comes down to. One of the two. Either people scared of him or he have something major on them where they scared to say anything, which is sad. Um, uh, Radio says CNN Jim Asco was booed after he asked former President Donald Trump if he would apologize for the January 6th insurrection during a visit to southern borders. He probably won't. He won't. That's too much pride. I can tell you now, Trump would not do it. Robin said they're probably scared of who Trump owes money to. And you know that $1 billion finna come up missing, come up due pretty soon. So it's a good chance. But also, like I reported last night, there was a lot of money that the Trump family made. And now that it's coming out that Ivanka had possibly lied on the stand back in December, I believe it was. So now, um, her and Jared Kushner are saying they're separating themselves from Trump. It's not the fact that they separating. It's the fact that they know it's about to go down. Oh wow. So it's about to go down, and it's just a lot of people that they need to speak out. Trying to see, I'm finding all type of stuff on Twitter today. Cause normally I'm not on Twitter while I'm doing the show, but I'm looking for stuff that I seen a while ago and I cannot find it. Robin said they know it's about to go down because they know what he has done. Yeah, and not only that. See, the thing is, if Trump go down, a lot of elected officials are going down. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I seen earlier where they agreed to uh, 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 investigate the January 6th terrorist attack. So they looking into that. And because of that, it's a lot of people. And sadly, only 2 Republicans voted to investigate it. Only 2. Out of all of them, only 2. And it was Cheney and one other one. I cannot remember the other person's name, but they were the only 2 that voted to do that. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. This is crazy for them to. Why not investigate it? Like I say, anything that any laws they made, it affect all of us. If something like this, people should want to know why, who was involved, who was behind it, even though we have our own idea who was behind it. But at the same time, it's like, hey, would you want these folks to come to justice, held accountable? Because the thing is, if not, it's costing us money either way. It's costing us money. So yeah, it's a problem. It's a problem for me. It should be a problem for everybody, because the thing is, we should we all should be up in uproar about what we've seen over the last 4 years with Trump in office. Um, Conservative activists have branded all race reform effort in education and employment as CRT. Um, why you don't want to talk about race in school? Some people, it's a shame of their history. That's how you make a difference. That's how you make a difference. You talk about it for it won't repeat itself. But some people don't want to do that. Some people is afraid of what might happen. And unfortunately, some people feel like if they feel like the Black community is gonna do to them as if they done to us for over 400 years. But the reality of it, if we was gonna do any of that, it would have been done by now. It would have been done. But unfortunately, we're on a different level. We're trying to empower everybody, trying to do things the right way. But some people are just so afraid for change. And there's nothing wrong with change. Change is always good. So, yeah, excuse me. I don't know what it is. My allergies messing up or something. What do you see when you look into Trump eyes? So I told you, radio, I cannot play with you. What do you see when you look into Trump eyes? The back of his head, because there's nothing in there. Nothing at all. Uh, I can't with you, radio. But Robin, also one of the people that Trump owed money to, that $1 billion to, he talking about China and all of this, China virus and all of that. One of them, I believe, is the Bank of China that he's getting ready to owe this $1 billion to, the Bank of China. But he talk about China all the time. He say China is talk bad about him and all of that, but the reality, man, you about to you finna have to pay these same folks you talking about. Um, but you want to make it a problem. It shouldn't be no problem. Basically just do what you got to do. I guess I've looked at Twitter too long today because it's keep giving me a warning sign talking about something went wrong, but don't fret, it's not your fault. I don't know what it is. So I found what I was looking for. I'm gonna see if I can get an update on it real quick. Just to see Jacob Chansley. Da, 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 da. Okay, so they're actually asking him to. This came out 3 hours ago. Attorney for Creon Sherman seek his release ahead of Capitol riot trial. I wouldn't. If his trial getting ready to come up, you don't want him out now. If you let him out now, we may never see him again. Lawyer for Creon Sherman want him released and housed in St. Louis. The lawyer for the man who entered the U.S. Capitol wearing fur and horns during the January 6th insurrection want him released and housed in St. Louis. Why in St. Louis? He's from Arizona, right? Albert Watkins said during a federal court hearing held by video conference Wednesday that he has arranged secure housing for Jacob A. Chansley near his office, which is in Clayton. Watkins was responding to concern by federal prosecutor that Chansley is a flight risk because his home state of Arizona border Mexico. These folks should not be let out. You think if he um, go to St. Louis, that's going to keep him there? By the time out what's going on, he could be gone. Chancellor with his outfit and painted face was one of the more recognizable of those who stormed the Capitol. He's also a follower of QAnon conspiracy theory who goes by the name QAnon. Watkins was said Chancellor was dumped by former President Trump. False claim of the election fraud classic, who is one of 4 capital defendants represented by Watkins, had pled not guilty to 2 felony and 4 misdemeanor charges stemming from his involvement in the Capitol breach. Watkins on Wednesday cited Chancellor's mental health issue, said he was invited into the Capitol by police and had undergone multiple defragging by FBI agent and prosecutor. Assistant U.S. Attorney Jim Nelson responded by dismissing Watkins' statement as recycled hyperbole and said the lawyer had not presented any new information that would merit Chancellor release from jail. Chancellor has recently undergone a mental evaluation with the report due soon, Watkins said. He has said the Chancellor is on the autism spectrum in jail has been adversely affecting his mental health. At the end of the roughly 45-minute hearing, U.S. District Judge Ross C. Lambert said he will decide soon whether Chancellor should be released. Now, here it is. They're using everything they can. What was that name they said before? Was it Fox? They said something about Fox something. They used some type of term, trying to say from listening to Fox all the time. That's the reason why they was doing what they doing. But see, at this point, all these mental illness that you're talking about, you dealing with today, you had them on January the 6th. But now it's a concern, which it shouldn't be. You knew what you was doing January 6th. So at that point, it didn't affect you then. So why is it affecting you now? You had some sense of knowledge saying that you should have known not to do it. You took time to travel to DC from Arizona. You made plans to do all of this, but now it's a problem. You want to use any type of defense you can. Bottom line, you did the crime, you do the time. Radio asks, why do Republicans continue to support Trump? Because they really believe in taking a baby to full term. See, I'm glad I didn't read that earlier because, all right, radio, you putting down the drums and picking up the mic to tell jokes. Robin says she's signing off for dinner, but hoping to catch you tomorrow. Have a good evening, friend. You too, Robin. Thank you. Hey, be safe. I know it's been hot up there, so definitely be safe. Stay hydrated. So glad to see you back on the show. But yeah, most definitely. I don't understand that. And some people still believe Trump is coming back in August. Coming back in August. I don't know how you figure that. I don't know. But that's what they do. Woo, 118 degrees. See, I know now, was that with the heat index or was that just straight 118? Because I know for me, I'll probably be taking an ice bath. 118 degree weather. I know Texas get hot, but luckily for the last 2 years, it haven't been that bad. It haven't, straight 118. How much was it with the heat index? So it probably had been like 125 or something. That's, man, that's not good. Uh, um, uh, and so that's not good. But I don't, I'm still confused about how they let this grandmother out. But here it is, Gwendolyn Gwen Levy, who we talked about last night, 76 years old, who was taking a computer class. They called her on the phone, and now she's back in prison. Back in prison, 76 years old. But they said the 49-year-old grandmother felt sorry. Even with them saying they knew she was taking a computer course, but they called it as if she escaped. You knew what time she was taking the computer course, and now she's back in prison. Back in prison. But people say, oh, it's okay. She should answer the phone. If you're in a school, what they tell you, you're not supposed to have your phone. But the probation officer should have known her time of schooling. They know everything about the person, but you chose to call at that time. Yeah, 118 is hot. What was do you know what the heat index was? Because I would say probably like 125 or something. That's hot. Um, Whew, I'm telling you, they'll be upset at me because I'll be walking around with Speedos and no shirts on. Be like, that's too hot. Um, so, um, man, I want to make sure I covered all the story because I know a couple of people came in and said some other thing. Oh, but here with Gregg Abbott, the importance of getting out and voting. We need to vote him out of office. Ain't no other way of putting it. We need to vote him out, as well as Dan Patrick, because he was up on the table too, and we know what all they done. Ken Paxton, which he been kind of on the down low lately because he don't want to bring too much attention to himself because he know his trial finna get ready to come up. And then Dan Crenshaw, who made the list after what he did to the Queen herself, Queen Gwen Berry. So with all that being said, it's time to make a change here in Texas. So here's the latest. Matter of fact, he haven't been on Twitter in a while either. So Ken Paxton have gone underground since they announced they're gonna investigate him because he's paranoid. The state bar is still investigating him, and he can possibly be disbarred just like Rudy Giuliani. They could suspend his license. for all those fake lawsuits he kept filing, trying to overturn the election. So Ken Paxton been low key. He's not saying much. He's paranoid, which he should be. And so I'm just kind of Ken Paxton. I'm just kind of wondering, hey, if you need somebody need to come and talk, come on over. We're also going to have a counselor on soon. I believe it's going to be July the 11th. I need to verify the date. July the 11th. That's a Sunday. I talked with him yesterday, so we will be bringing our counselors back. I want to try to get them on at least twice a month, if not once every week, because we're all going through different things. We're all struggling with different things. So I talked with him, so it will be a brother this time, because unfortunately for us, a lot of people, a lot of brothers don't like to go to counseling. I do it every week. It's a wonderful thing. Uh, every Tuesday, 12 o'clock, I'm in counseling. Do not call me. So uh, I guess it was another arrest today. I'm finding all type of stories. Timothy Hart was arrested today. Let me see if I can pull his charges up. I'm finding all type of things out. Hold on. Like I said, okay, here it is. This came out 4 hours ago. Paintball business owner charged in Capitol riot. Video footage captured Timothy Hart wearing a QAnon sweatshirt and smoking marijuana inside Capitol, investigators said. The Justice Department has charged a man who owns a paintball and softball recreation center with 6 counts related to the January 6th Capitol riot, according to a recently released criminal complaint. Investigators allege that Timothy Hart of Huber Heights, Ohio, was among one of the rioters who helped take down one of the western barricades surrounding the Capitol near Peace Circle. A video uploaded to Twitter then showed Hart on the stairs at the Capitol, allegedly encouraging other rioters to move closer to the building, the DOJ said. A separate Instagram video showed Hart in a QAnon sweatshirt, allegedly smoking a marijuana cigarette underneath the Capitol rotunda, as stated in court document. At least 4 individuals initially reported Hart to the FBI in March, with one tipster sending investigator a link to a YouTube video of Hart allegedly driving to Washington and explaining why he is supporting former President Donald Trump, according to the criminal complaint. Other videos at the associate YouTube channel appeared to show riders pushing past Capitol Police. The DOJ added that an individual who personally knows Hart identified him in photo captured from scenes on the stairs at the Capitol. To date, more than 500 individuals have been arrested on charges related to the Capitol breach, including more than 130 individuals charged with assaulting or impeding law enforcement. The investigation remains open. Anyone with tips regarding participation in the riot can call 1-800-CALL-FBI or visit tips.fbi.gov. And this is WUSA 9 CBS. said they're kept tracking all arrest charges and investigation into the January 6th attack. And man, uh, that's crazy. Um, I'm gonna put the FBI number up in the website. You can always go and call if you have tips for we can bring these folks to justice. Radio asks, are you having a barbecue for the 4th of July for the fourth weekend? Radio, unfortunately, that's not a weekend for me. My weekend is Juneteenth, um, because it didn't bring independence for the Black community. So, no, most likely I won't. Uh, Not unless my wife wants some barbecue. I do grill quite a bit. I grill probably at least 2 to 3 times a week. Depends on what we have going on and what I'm grilling. So, um, but I've never really celebrated the 4th of July because I knew that wasn't a Independence Day for the Black community. So, no, it's not for me, unfortunately. It should be, it should have been for everybody, but they forgot about certain group of folks, mainly the Black folks. So, no. Um, but yeah, if you are no information, you can call 1-800-CALL-FBI or visit tips.fbi.gov. And definitely um, um, definitely report if you know someone that took place with the terrorist attack on January 6th. What are your plans for this weekend, Radio? Because I I know for me it's just another day. I probably do some stuff around the house. I don't know. We're still trying to get some stuff in order, and so I don't know. Um, I'm not planning on doing anything, but um, as for going out celebrating, nah, it won't be nothing like that. So, but I do. Um, I have to eat. So if my wife says she wants barbecue, I may do barbecue. But I did a brisket last weekend, which was pretty tasty. um, Pretty tasty. So, um, oh, so that's tomorrow. Um, Radio said, count of the day is July 1st. I don't really celebrate it either. It's just a day off. That's what a lot of people say, but here in the U.S., unfortunately, um, it's on Sunday. Now they may get them an extra day for another day, or some of them could have Friday off for Sunday, even though it's on the weekend. They could have Friday off, or they could have Monday off. So, but because they fall on the weekend, it's kind of hard to say. Um, so I don't know. I right now I have absolutely nothing planned because um, unfortunately, with the U.S., we're in the southern states where we're located. Um, the Delta variant of the COVID-19 is picking up speed. A lot of people is catching it. Even if you had your vaccine, they're saying a lot of people that actually had the vaccine is catching this new virus, this new version of it. So, um, which I know whenever I go out, I wear my mask anyway. But you go to some places and people just happy go lucky, not wearing a mask or not wearing it properly. So, for me, No, I always wear mine. So I don't know yet. I have to decide if I'm gonna do anything, but most likely I'll be here chilling, uh, relaxing. Um, but today is Wednesday, so y'all know what tomorrow is. My homegirl, my sidekick, Miss Risky, will be in the house. Um, I know she's probably. I haven't talked to her this week. Well, we text back and forth, but we haven't talked. But I know she's working on some stuff again, like she did last week when we talked about reparation. If you didn't catch the video, please go to YouTube, um, listen to it. Whatever platform you're on, the video should be on it. But if it's not, go to YouTube. You should see on whatever platform you're on. You can click it and follow me on all my social media. So definitely check it out. But I know Miss Risky is gonna come in with some more history on tomorrow, and it's gonna be good. So, with everything that's going on in the news this week, it's gonna be interesting. And also, please be safe. Be safe. There's a lot more stories coming out about different um, how the crimes are on the rise in different cities and different states. Um, so be mindful. Take a deep breath before you respond to someone. And speaking of that, this is how bad it gotten here in Dallas. Last week, I reported that a young man in Fort Worth was shot and killed. He was on a motorcycle. He was shot and killed from a road rage. Well, the real story came out yesterday. This guy riding a motorcycle, weaving in and out of lane. A vehicle did not see him. Hold on. I hate when stuff start playing in my ear and I can't hear myself. But the vehicle did not see him change lane. The guy got upset. He sped up and pulled the motorcycle on the side of the road, get off of it, start waving the gun at the guy. And the guy in the car was like, hey, please put the gun away. And he wouldn't. And they said they believe he fired at least one shot. And the guy that was in the SUV returned fire and shot and killed him. So that's why we have to be careful what we do and how we do it, because this guy thought just because he had a gun, you don't know who have a gun and who don't have a gun. And unfortunately, like the police department said, unfortunately cost him his life, all because of road rage. And I'm seeing this not just here in Texas, but I was reading an article earlier. I believe it was in Ohio, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but they're saying their crime rate is up like 20 something percent since last year. It's up 20 something percent. Gun violence is up, and they're getting ready to go in effect where anybody can get a gun without training. So and you add that on to people being locked up in the house for a while and they just not getting back out. Now they coming across other people, and people is upset because we've been on lockdown for a year, over a year, and people are upset that now they get out to be free and they coming in contact with new people, but unfortunately they forgot how to be social to other people. And now it's causing a problem and too many senseless killing going on. Um, yes, T Cal. She said, and now it's hot. Everybody is aggressive. Yeah, You add the heat onto it, and it's a problem. So please be mindful of this, and don't try to take a deep breath. Take a deep breath, and don't get upset. Try to um, run somebody off the road or anything like that, because it never gonna end well. And hopefully, um, everybody be peaceful. Treat everybody the way you want to be treated. That's the best way I can put it. T-Cal said all that stuff people were saying when locked up, love your brother, take care of yourself and everybody, but now they are acting crazy. Yeah. And you also got to realize a lot of people have lost a lot of stuff from this pandemic, lost their jobs, uh, lost their home, their cars, and now they're trying to get back to the hang of everything, and it becomes a issue because some of these jobs, yeah, they offering better money now, but some of them are. I think some fast food is offering $13, $14 an hour now, which is double time. Even the airlines, Southwest Airline is offering their employees uh, plenty of overtime and double pay if they work this weekend. And that's another issue. We see a lot of crimes going on airlines. Bottom line is on the airline, you don't get a choice if you wear your mask or not. You're in an enclosed environment. You must wear your mask. If you don't want to wear your mask, don't book a flight because they are arresting these folks. And some of these folks is having to pay tens of thousands of dollars once they're arrested. And some of them don't have that type of money. You're only making it worse for yourself. If you don't want to wear a mask, drive wherever you're going. I just hope it ain't across the river. Um, so that's all I'm saying. Look, be peaceful. We all had to deal with this together. Now that we're trying to come out of it. And I pray and hope that we don't end up like I think it was Australia that shut down again. Uh, shut down again because of this Delta variant of the virus. They shut down for I think for 3 weeks or a month or something like that. I don't know, but it came out the other day they shut down. Um, T-Cal said, "I'm gonna have to put you on that list for radio too." And we know it's your right. It's your right, but it's your rights. Some rights you don't have, even though you feel like you have it. But when it come down to the airlines, you have to follow their rules. You're in their home. You're in their house. You have to follow the rules. You don't want them to come to your house and tell you how to run your house. You must follow the rules. Matter of fact, it gotten so bad with the crimes on airlines that they're starting to send the flight attendants, employees to self-defense classes to get trained because of all the attacks that have happened to airlines employees. And unfortunately, most of them happen because of one thing: a mask. Somebody didn't want to put a mask on, and it lead to an assault. So when you start seeing these airlines employees um, acting like I forgot his name, uh, Jackie Chan or Bruce Lee or even Wesley Snipes. What's the brother from? uh, golly, what's that brother name that played in Tyler Perry movie that does a lot of fighting? Um, Why Did We Get Married? What's his name? I forgot his real name, but don't be surprised you start seeing the airlines. Uh, some of these employees defending themselves, and you think it's the Black Panther on there, or even the young lady that played his sister on there, and or what's that Black Lightning be on there kicking butt and taking names. So you got to know what you're doing because and and here's the crazy part about it. Yeah, when these employees get trained and they have to defend themselves, guess who's going to be the one get in trouble? You. You will be the one get in trouble. You're going to mess your livelihood up, facing prison time or even because it is a federal offense, facing prison time and stuff like that. But hey, love everybody, whoever you come in contact with. If you just take a second and say, "How you doing?" I'll make it a point if I see someone, I always make eye contact and speak. "Hey, how you doing today?" "Oh, I'm doing good." Just by taking that second to speak to someone, it could change their life because you never know what somebody is going through. It could change the way they thinking right then and there. If you just take that second and say, "How you doing today?" So, but you have been listening to Speak On It with Who You With Kurt Dog. Who You With Kurt Dog. Um, Tomorrow night, Miss Risky will be back on the show. So she'll be on the show tomorrow with history. Um, uh, no, it's not their rights when it come down to the airline. Or if you're going into somebody privately owned business, it's not your right. Because a lot of people try to say, well, our governor said we don't have to wear them. He probably said that, but that doesn't mean they cannot enforce you to wear it in their business. That's a private owned business. You coming into somebody's house. That should not be an argument. You want somebody to follow the rules in your house, follow the rules in theirs. That's all you have to do. Follow the rules. Now, I'm about to get ready to get off here, but I thought about this story. This was a local restaurant here. Someone comes in there and they come in there, get upset because the owner asked them, can they put a mask on while they in their business? Said it's just gonna take 4 minutes. Wear a mask for 4 minutes, then you can go back outside once you place your order. But while you're in this business, you need to have it on. Now, I've been to this business before, and it's really not a where you order your food. It's kind of small. You might be able to get 3 to 4 people in there at a time, but to protect the workers that are there having to work in a pandemic and to protect yourself, put your mask on, be respectful. But instead, you want to get upset and cause problems. Just 4 minutes. You come in, give your order, pay for it, go back out. You out of there in 4 minutes. Once the food is ready, they'll bring it out to you and let you know it's ready. But you want to cause a problem because they asked you to put a mask on. I'm going to leave y'all with this. Every money is not good money because you don't want to wear a mask but that business have a right to refuse your service, just like no shoes, no shirt, no service. Well, now it's no shoes, no shirt, no no shoes, no shirt, no mask, no service, because that time that you come in there, you can affect everybody with this virus if you are carrying it. You can affect everybody. You don't know what type of health issues other people may have. Now, I don't come on social media a lot for the simple fact when I do come on Facebook, one of the things I see is um, um, someone family have lost a family member, or a family member fighting for their life because of this virus. And when you see this all the time, it can stress you out. So that's why I don't do a whole bunch on social media, a whole bunch. But the thing is, be respectful. The life you might save may be your own. And with that being said, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central Time, if the good Lord say the same, I will see y'all then. I love each and every one of you. Thank y'all for tuning in, supporting the show. If it's your first time, please don't let it be your last time. Like, share, whatever platform you on. Like, share. You can also comment during the live shows. Um, but please come back. We're all family here. As Marcella say, the people channel. Um, some he said like that. Um, I'm trying to see. I think he said it's the people channel or something. But either way, the people show. The people show. So that's because everybody is equal here. I don't care who you are, who you support, don't support. As long as we can communicate, be respectful, um, and come with facts. That's all we come with, is facts. So until tomorrow, I appreciate it. Love each and every one of you. Stay safe. Uh, it's hot out here. So until tomorrow, I love each and every one of you. Peace.